Hey, Meg here for SPKN, the Sport Professional Knowledge Network. Welcome to our first episode. Today we're joined by Neil Dyer, a 20-year Navy SEAL veteran and founder of Warriors Rise. With hundreds of high-pressure missions under his belt, Neil's leadership principles of trust, accountability, and perseverance offer valuable insights for sport leaders as they look to lead their teams through adversity, building trust, and fostering resilience. Neil Dyer, welcome to SPKN.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so tell me about Neil.
Oh boy.
Start at the beginning.
In the beginning?
In the beginning.
I was 6'5".
That's what I'm afraid of, your poor mother.
6'5", 220. With a Resco watch.
Did you play any sports growing up? I mean, I gotta ask that question,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely, yeah. I did, to no avail of much success whatsoever, outside of skateboarding.
Oh,
I was one of those.
It's all starting to make sense now.
Yeah, right? So I started skateboarding because of my sense of rebellion. Parents ended up divorcing, and then my dad went to Texas. And that's when me and my brother ended up moving in with him. I was in 8th grade, my brother 7th grade, and just, started going down the absolute wrong path of just, living for me. And there was no foundation prior to that anyways, really. Less so because my dad was ready to start, setting a foundation. Early teenagers, me and my brother, 13, 14, 15 years old. It's like, okay, now we're gonna have standards. It's like, yeah, right. And we rebelled on that. So skateboarding was a very good outlet for me. I was 6'2", 6'3" at that age, 120 pounds.
Wow.
So I wasn't much for fighting at all. Quite the coward, actually. Would run away from all the fights. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's surprising.
Yeah, so just the skateboarding piece, I needed some sort of outlet. Always had a little bit of energy, and always tried to figure out what to do with it. Skateboarding was it, and I really just, it was hard to get me off the street skating, but street skater to the core and everything else that came with that, too. Yeah, with all the other things that typically come with skateboarding and just spending all your time on the streets of Austin, Texas, I was realizing as we started getting down to graduating high school, I was about to be a loser, a complete and utter loser, getting to the point where we were robbing veterinary clinics.
Really?
Yeah, stealing ketamine and just doing all that stuff. People started dying and jail sentences were coming, and about to graduate high school, and I was just like, I'm gonna be a loser. I saw it, unbeknownst to me, unwittingly to me, God's sitting here just dropping little vision on me, what my life is about to look like. And it's just I don't want to be a loser, and I saw it. It was there.
It happened once, just once. It happened. It was a flash.
Once the seed was set, it grew very quickly. I barely graduated high school. I'm 1 out of 5 of my family, siblings, and the only one that graduated high school. But I barely did that, so I knew that college wasn't exactly the ticket. I didn't even know what community college was. I was just not very educated. I had a very low ASVAB because my entire high school career I would, leave the advisory class to go smoke weed somewhere with my skater buddies.
Were you just I'm a loser if I keep going down this path? There was a realization. What happened?
For the military?
Yeah.
It was that simple. It was that simple, just initial thought and visual, and everything just started kind of clearing up with there's a lot of bad things happening, and it was it. It was really that.
It was that clear.
That clear and that simple, that fast. And from there, I just started to kind of, find a purpose, or task anyways. I had no purpose because I took what I had grown up with in, my high school career and just kind of pushed that into the military only in legal parameters, so to speak. I was underage drinking the entire time, but I wasn't doing drugs anymore. And so, I got all my waivers, redid all my ASVABs, and realized because I had skipped all the ASVAB tests and practiced, and I'm terrible with math. I got I qualified for 3 jobs in the Navy. He ain't the only one. So I didn't care.
So here's this rebel did you go straight in? I'm not sure how it works, but do you go straight into the SEAL?
You can. All the guys that we're mentoring up,
they're going through
we're
buds.
ensuring that they're getting a contract, and so they leave us, they go to boot camp, and then they go to Coronado for buds.
Okay.
I did not. I was just happy to get out of what I was doing, and so I didn't care what job I had. I didn't. It's like, sign me up. Cool. Sounds good.
And was that realization that you had, did it also kind of kick out the rebel in you? Because it sounds like the kid that you described was not going to do great in this new, really highly structured, very specific world that he was entering.
I fell into the structured piece a lot smoother than I was expecting.
So maybe that was missing?
That's a big part of where I sit today with the work that I do in the ministry that we do, is that you gotta have peers, and I think peers are excellent for the motivation and the rivalry, the ability to compete against one another. I think that's the best thing to do with peers at younger men's levels. But people ask me, oh, you homeschool your kids, aren't you worried about their social interaction with their peers? I'm like, I'm not training or building my boys or my girls to be boys or girls. I'm training my boys to be men. And the more they're around men, the more they're gonna learn from men. And not just any old guy off the street at Walmart or something, but the men in which that I share my life with. So they're not only seeing guys talk and pray and be of God-fearing faith. I surround myself with like-minded individuals so that when they're saying things, I'll be like, you see that? I say that too. And they see it, and they know it. And I think with all these young men that are back here, my boys are good at the combat recovery side stroke now, which is the specific swim technique that you have to do to get into the program of special operations. Cool. It's that swim, and then the live fire CQC for the training of combat arms. And my boys are learning jiu-jitsu and boxing as well. And it's because of these young men that we're mentoring, they're learning it. So my boys are running through the house doing CQC, their side stroke, and I don't need to teach, I haven't taught them that.
Yeah.
So just by default, in which the direction God has put me for the ministry, my boys and my daughters are coming up in all of it and seeing how to do that. So it's kind of a beauty. So I tell people that I'm not raising my boys to be boys, and that's what the peer system is. I'll bring other boys in so that I can sit there and set out the guidelines and have them compete, and I do it for the prospects as well. But I think that's what the peer system is for, is that competition piece. But you need to have those mentors that are above you to help you and to guide you and to talk you off the ledge when you're getting close to it.
I want to take a moment to give a special shout out to Boulder Creek Retreat. They provided an incredible space for me and our guests to escape the noise, reflect, and recharge, while also creating the perfect environment for our collaboration. If you're looking for a place to elevate your leadership and foster deeper connections, Boulder Creek Retreat is a fantastic resource. Check them out at bouldercreekretreat.com and see how they can help you and your team grow stronger together. sounds like you didn't have quite a bit of interaction with your parents.
There's no sob story. There's no like this or that. It was just my parents never, walked with the Lord. They didn't have faith. I think they attempted it once, I guess in the 80s. It was like a hip thing to do. It's like, cool, like, let's go to church. I think my mom tried explaining it to me before, and I didn't understand what she was talking about, but she didn't either. Mm-hmm. And neither did my dad, which was when we got to Texas, he started going back to church. And it's like, come on, kids, you're going to Sunday school. And I can't even...
Yeah. I'm
gonna have to answer for some of the things I did at Sunday school to the King of Kings for that stuff. It was really bad. It was just nasty.
That was during your skating.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you want to take me to church now? Like, divorce my mom, move me to Texas, make me go to church. Like, oh, really? And I was just a douche. I was a real douchebag.
So that was his way of leading in that.
The best he knew how. I'm seeking the mentorship. So I know what it looks like, and therefore I'm seeking those that I feel have good influence, good knowledge and wisdom, all just in them. Hence the entire crew of instructors that we have for 3-day nights and Warriors Rise. Each one of those individuals I have massive amounts of respect for, and everything that they have done, what they stand for, and how they act behind closed doors and in the open, mainly in the open. I am seeking my peers, and I think that's just a default that, I was born into or raised up in. But I know what I'm looking for now. Instead of just aimlessly letting testosterone in my body lead all of my decisions. I think.
Which is very normal for a teenage boy.
Completely understandable and normal. Yeah. But that's why sports is such a good thing. That's why having task and purpose is the big piece in which we push for these guys. We're now going to be having some conversations with the Special Forces Charitable Association. Where they're looking to find a mentorship program for the SF community after they leave the Army. And I was explaining to them what we were doing, and they're pretty excited about having a bunch of SF Green Beret guys coming out, and just now they're getting the mentorship through training these young guys in mentorship. Giving them the task and purpose. These young men that we have, they already have the task and purpose. They've got the vision. Some of them don't. Some of them are kind of like still kind of seeking. So we're there to help them with that. But a majority of the guys have an idea in which they want to go. So now if we're able to bring guys that have like gone to war, been there, done that, and they get out and getting into the identity complex, like these guys knew who they were. They knew what they did, they knew what they represented, and they knew that they were good at it for the most part, most of them. And now they get out and they lose that. I mean, I did that. And so I was terrified getting out of the military on what I was actually going to do. Falling in a bottle or just hiding from everybody. Like, knowing God brought me and my family out here to do His will, I was just still... The sin nature of my flesh was still telling me to do certain things, right? Like, there's another piece in my career that it was just as fast where I fell into leadership and it clicked, where the leadership thing clicked.
Why?
Because I was forced into the position.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that it would click.
But it did. Not for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people, with right mentorship, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe it with the proper mentorship, anybody can lead. And there is, like I was talking to you about, rules for a night, and adding a couple more rules, one in which understanding. And that's my biggest thing, is the understanding piece. You could have all these rules for a night gig, but understanding is one of my my big ones that I really try and get people to understand.
So understand, are you talking about empathy or understand what they're doing? What do you mean by understand?
If you can understand where somebody's coming from, where they've been, you can understand where their headspace is, what they're feeling, and if you want to push understanding to the next level, you put yourself in their shoes. But you can't put yourself in their shoes if you don't understand where they came from. Yeah. It's like, that's where that comment, you don't know me, like I don't, but I'm trying to understand you. I'm trying to get it so I can. And that understanding piece is the biggest one for me, because I tried to really understand what the military was going to have for me, and I was only planning on doing like as minimal as I could, just like break what I was doing, get the tuition assistance, and do my 4 years, go to college or something. And I don't know. I didn't have much understanding of anything more than 2 years ahead of me. And yeah, one thing led to another. And I mean, there's no way, shape, or form in any means that I should have been able or eligible to join the Navy, let alone be in the teams, because I still had a very low ASVAB. Even after studying, even after retaking, I am still to this day colorblind. And my rap sheet alone should have disqualified me from even joining the Navy. But I retired in a leadership position. So.
Not only that, you taught at Buds, didn't you? Weren't you an instructor?
Yep.
So there's one thing to lead. There's another thing to be an instructor, which I think there's a lot of discrepancy in that in sports. You know, I played the game. I can obviously coach.
Yeah.
I can obviously lead.
Yeah. So
it's not all the same thing.
My first learning curve on that was, and this was the position where it clicked for me, like, okay. Because I was an operator. It's like, I'm never going to be in leadership. I'm just going to kick indoors for all 20, whatever, till I get out. And then come back from a deployment. And they're like, hey, you're going to be LPO. LPO is leading petty officer. And that means I'm in charge of all the guys at the platoon. Then there's the chief, and then there's, the officer who really runs it all. But the LPO, he's the guy that's like making things happen. And they're just like, yeah, you're going to be LPO. I was like, no, I'm not. And I fought it. I really didn't want it at all. I was like, but that means, like, that changes things. Don't do that to me. I'm not ready. Like, you're ready. Like, all right, whatever. So, like, that kicked in, and now this is a piece of leadership that I thought, right, like, I fell on my face a whole lot, but I maintained my confidence in it, but yet I sought the counsel of people that I looked up to with the questions. And I mean, every human being on this planet, I don't care if you're 90 years old, you need to have someone in your life that you look up to and you have questions to be asking. So if you don't have someone underneath you that you're discipling, bringing up, and mentoring, if you don't have someone that you can actually ask how to disciple young guys, and if you don't have a competitive peer structure, I mean, you need to be seeking those things out. That's a big piece of wisdom.
One of the things that I find frustrating with coaches in particular is that they're given this title, and so there's kind of a feeling of I need to know everything. I'm in charge, so I need to have all the answers, and I don't want to seem weak, and so I'm just going to yell over things I don't understand.
So
I don't know.
That was my go-to when I made LPO, just like. And I remember very distinctly telling a buddy of mine, being LPO is awesome. You just got to be the most terrifying individual you can, and they'll listen to you.
And did they?
Absolutely. but I only got about 50% out of them.
Yeah.